afternoon, and welcome to Tea with Jess. I'm Jess Montgomery, and I'm the author of the Kinship Historical Mystery series. And as Nana says in my series, um, life is hard. Have tea. On Mondays around 3 o'clock, I like to either take a little tea break with a fellow author or artist and chat about their work, or just take a tea break and chat with you all. So thank you for everyone who's joining in live. Thank you to everyone who joins me later. Today's tea mug is features one of our daughters way back when in high school playing the trombone. I think she's cute. I still think she's adorable. So it's turned very cold and snowy where I am in southern Ohio. And I'm very worried about a cactus that I have. I actually got this cactus for free at the grocery store probably last November or so. There was another little snow then, and there were all these house plants that hadn't sold over the summer and early fall that were sitting outside, shivering away in the icy cold weather, and they were free. And I happened to grab a cactus, um, and I've repotted it, and I think it's actually maybe should be split. I don't know. I'm going to ask our other daughter, who's really good with houseplants, um, if I should split it into two plants or not. In any case, it was doing really well, even though I am not the best caretaker of indoor plants or outdoor plants, actually. And then because it's cold, I think because it's near a window, it started sort of keeling over. So I'm really worried about this plant. So I've moved it to a different spot in the house under a sun lamp. Today is Monday, so it's also my plant caretaking day. So I'll look at it a little bit later, see what other TLC it might need. But it made me think of a column I wrote years ago about house plants. And I thought I would, and so I pulled it up and reread it, and I thought it had kind of a nice little point. So I thought I would read it to you and share it with you. So here we go. Now, mind you, this was written a while ago, so some of the references may be a little outdated in terms of children and whatnot. But here we go. It's time for Harry's last rites. Harry is our 21-year-old Ficus benjamina. When we first got Harry, Rocky was our only other thriving houseplant. Rocky is a pothos ivy, now 27 years old. We bought Harry on a whim, a 6-inch sprout with a few leaves, and, given my black thumb, expected him to keel over, like all our other houseplants had, except Rocky. But Harry grew and thrived, even after our cat repeatedly knocked him off the table. We just scoop up Harry and Harry's dirt and pack old Harry back into his pot. Soon, Harry became too big for his original pot, so I repotted him. The new pot was too big for the table, so Harry moved to the floor. Whereupon, the cat stripped off one of Harry's branches. I decided to plop that branch into Harry's original pot with fresh dirt, and amazingly, Harry Jr. not only survived, but thrives to this day. Since then, Harry has outlived that murderous cat, as well as 3 other cats, a guinea pig, a pet mouse, 3 pet fish, and numerous other houseplants. Harry has gotten along with our current dog and 2 cats, plus Rocky, Harry Jr., and Spike, and the Spikeettes. Spike being a snake plant and the Spikeettes being starts from Spike. Harry has also survived 3 moves, oops, forgot to water droughts, followed by guilt-driven watering tsunamis, and a bout of fungus gnats. But last fall, Harry ended up with another case of fungus gnats. I blame the Spikeettes for bringing them in from the back porch at the end of last summer. I applied the usual treatment, which took care of the gnats, but then Harry's leaves started drying up and falling off, so naturally I gave Harry a huge drink. Whereupon Harry dropped more leaves, so I let Harry's roots dry out. Harry dropped even more leaves. So I gave Harry a modest drink, and then all of Harry's leaves fell off. That was several months ago. I've kept tending to Harry anyway, even though he's now just a bare trunk and branches. Several people have said, do you know your houseplant is dead? To which I replied, that's Harry, and he's not dead, he's just hibernating. But now it is spring, and Harry's not sprouting any new leaves, and a few days ago I started to admit to myself that Harry's time may be over, which made me upset. Harry was so healthy, and look what happened. And I told myself I was silly for getting so upset over a simple houseplant. Then I told myself, no, I have every right to be upset about Harry. After all, Harry's been part of my interior landscape for a long, long time. Finally, the words of someone in my Sunday school class, spoken as an aside to the topic at hand, came back to me. Something along the lines of, we forget in our times how fragile life is. We expect it to be the norm when it's really the exception. That was clearer when more people were closer to the earth, scattering seeds for a garden, for example, and seeing only a few come to life and bear fruit. I was glad to recall those words, to be reminded of how fragile and precious life really is. Now I can look at Harry one last time before Harry goes to the great arboretum in the sky and think Harry's life in the hands of a black thumb turned houseplant grower was unlikely at best, yet turned out to be long, charming, and lovely. Rest in peace, Harry. Well, Harry has been gone for a long time, um, and I've had several houseplants since then, some of which have fared well, some of which haven't. I'm hopeful for this cactus, though. I really want this cactus to do well. um, Somehow, I think because it was out there shivering in the cold, and was free, which meant nobody had wanted to buy it before, including me, and was just going to be tossed away and cast aside. And so I just really wanted to rescue this cactus, even though I'm not really a huge, you know, super huge cactus fan, but I really like this little cactus. So um, we'll see. We'll see if I can keep it going through the cold winter away from the window and give it a little chance to thrive. Um, just some thoughts on a cold day. Other things I would like to share with you. I do have some giveaway news. I know I've said this before, but that will be coming up in February and March of The Echoes, which is the fourth novel in the Kinship Historical Mystery series. Of course, you can pre-order it or ask your library for it now, which this author would be very grateful if you would do. But I do like to share news of giveaways, some from me, some from my publisher. So watch for that on Facebook and my other social media channels or in my email newsletter. If you don't get that already, please consider signing up. It's fun and it gives you the first bits of news about things like giveaways, which are always fun, right? I hope you're all staying well on this. At least here it's cold wherever you are. I hope it's pleasant, even if it's cold. And make sure that you're taking care of yourselves and each other. And until next week, be well. Talk to you then. Bye bye.